Shalom Akim. First off, I want to say Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle, Elder Great Millstone, real well through the Spirit. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, preaching, living the words of sincerity and truth. Alright, this is Yahweh from GMS Dallas, back with another lesson through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And just want to do a quick response to a video that was posted by the Elder Yatazak and the brother Tazamah Rakim. Concerning communication and how vital and important it is to come up in these up and coming last days, and how it is important daily. Okay, so communication is definitely important. It's one of the things that's commanded amongst the body, and it shows that the body is on one accord. When you're communicating, that's what's commanded as a part of the stipulation of the brotherhood, as far as its ministry, to communicate in all things. As the brothers brought out Hebrews 13th chapter, just to do good and communicate. Actually, I'm just bring it up real quick. Salaki, I can't bear with me. Alright, it's Hebrews 13:16, but to do good and to communicate, forget not, for with such sacrifices the Most High is well pleased. So, to do good and communicate, we can't forget to do those things. You can't get self, because that's what it is. You can't be inconsiderate. And all those things. That's inconsiderate people's time, especially if someone's communicating with you. They're going to pick you up at a certain time. You know where to be found, or you're doing something else, something carnal, or not thinking. That's disrespectful, man. That's a good thing to communicate those things, and that's a sacrifice unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So, these things are very vital in these last days, and it's part of exhibiting and practicing good habits in the spirit, man. A good habit, practicing good habits, communicate, good study habits, all those things to where you perform those good habits, it becomes second nature. And we're going to have to have second nature reactions and actions in a time of Jacob's trouble. Sometimes it's not going to be for you to. It's going to have to be split seconds, decisions in the spirit, and you have to be willing to do something. Jake has to be able to trust you to communicate what's going on, especially when our lives are really on the line. Otherwise, the spirit will root you out before that if you're not practicing good habits. Because the spirit is not going to let you. If we're the elect, the spirit is not going to let the whole, myself included. If Lord willing, we're all of the elect. But if I'm doing something that's not, if I'm not communicating right, if I'm not practicing good habits, the spirit will remove me before the rest of the hopeful elect can be harmed, man. If a part of the nervous system isn't working properly, then there's an issue with the body. And now you have to go to the doctor, the surgeon, see what's going on, and then that problem has to be corrected. All right. And so you can't just be on your own thing and on your own mind, on your own tip, or whatever, in the body, because that's not on one accord. So again, you had to. I'm reading again, Hebrews 13:16. But to do good and to communicate, forget not, with such sacrifices the Most High is well pleased, and that's pleasing to the Most High for you to communicate with His men, to be on one accord, to have everything run efficiently, because the Most High is very particular about how things are ran. You can read that in the priesthood, in the book of Leviticus, the book of Exodus. When he was describing how things are supposed to be, how the sacrifices go in certain situations, the build of the temples. Okay. The Most High is very particular on types of wood He wants, the type of fragrances, the type of incense, the type of resin, whatever, the type of wood that it needs to be used, whether it's gold or silver, brass, stone wood, whatever, the height, the breadth, the length. The Most High is extremely particular on how He wants things to go. That's why the world and the universe is ordered the way that it is, and that is why the 4 seasons come every year. The same actions happen every year, because the Most High loves order. And so that's the same way we have to be as a body as far as communication, okay? And then certain brothers are just inconsiderate, young, and selfish coming out of the world, but you have to fix that, man, especially more now than ever. There's not a lot of room for error back, especially if you're an older brother coming in 2009, 2008, 2010. okay, there was a little more room for error, but we're coming to those times where that room for error is getting really slim and short, to where each step could be life or death now. Each move could make or break you, in the spirit. So we have to do our best to practice good habits in order, man. And I'm seeking this for everyone. This is exhortation for everyone, because you never can communicate well enough. The scriptures say to seek the Most High 10 times more in the book of Baruch, the 4th chapter. So there's always room for improvement, communication, study habits, or whatever, because we're in this flesh, so we're never perfect. So there's always room for that, but we have to continuously remember to practice these good habits, man. This is Galatians chapter 6. It's like this is just off in the spirit, just off the top, so I don't really have anything written down. Galatians 6:6. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth in all good things. So it's a good thing to communicate, especially of a brother that's over you in the spirit, If we're supposed to be taught in the word, man. If we're the hopeful elect and we're striving to be the nation of the elect, which will be of kings and priests, we're taught in the word, man. So it's a commandment to teach unto him that teaches in all good things. And we're all teachers on some sort of level. So we have to communicate in all good things, man, in great communication. As far as the doctrine, getting together, a part of this brotherhood, fellowshipping, checking on brothers and having spiritual discourse. So those are all good things, man. And we have to continuously practice those good habits, okay? Especially when it's a brother that's kind of over you in the spirit and something is established and you just can't be found, can't be nowhere to be found, man. Can't nobody, it's not supposed to be where can't nobody all of a sudden get in touch with you when it's time. Because those habits, that can trickle over, like I said, until the time of Jacob's trouble and time we may be in the wilderness, That's a break in the body, and so that can harm everyone else at the end of the day, man. So it's hey, like I said, just an exhortation, man. We just got to continue to remember to continue to communicate and be considerate of each other's time, man. Because it's frustrating when you're doing something for someone and they're not considering your time, and all of a sudden everything is all messed up. Now we know things are not always gonna go well right in the spirit. Things may happen. Hell, when the curses, Satan's ruling the world, we're in Babylon, so shit always happens. But you don't want to be the person that make the shit happen. Just let Satan try to hinder you. Don't hinder yourself, man, by being selfish, being inconsiderate. Now we all come out of the world, like I said, so we're trying to shake off a lot of years of bullshit, of inconsideration, selfishness. But we're coming to a time where, like I said, that room for error is getting slim, man, and the tolerance for bullshit is being shorter. The spirit is not going to tolerate a lot of just lackadaisical BS at the end of the day, man. Okay, so that's pretty much all I had. Just want to do a quick response to what the brothers posted. Beautiful exhortation for the Akim, something to consider for all of us. We all been guilty of not communicating, but we're in a time where we have to practice those good habits more and more and perfect it, in all our daily lives, and then continuously fight this flesh, continuously focus on those things and actively try to perfect it, and live in that, So with that, Lord willing, was edifying for our count. I just want to say, Karmallah, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash, Double Honor to the Apostle, Elder Great Millstone, rule well to the Spirit. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.